सर आपके अब आपको क्लियर आ रही है आवाज सर? सर नाउ आई एम ऑडिबल?
You are audible, ma'am, but background noise is there.
You are hearing my voice or not? Hello?
Yeah, you are able to hear.
Hello. Good morning, sir. Sir, now I am audible? I did forget password, so you got the mail of password in your mail, Outlook mail. Sir, you haven't joined the meeting yet, first thing, and you didn't get the mail of any password. Sir, you didn't get any mail regarding password. So please check your junk email. But sir, first thing, join the meeting first, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We have sent the link on Friday, and I have also shared the link on WhatsApp today. Okay, then please check your mail. If you get any email regarding password, please forward. Please give me the password so that I can log in here and will update the information of your yes, sir. So please, you can say and let me know. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. सिस्टम को क्या हो गया
Please switch on your cameras. Hello. Uh,
All are requested to please switch on your cameras.
Good morning, Shri Jogesh Kumar Verma ji in class. I, R. Rishi, Manager HR, posted at Indian Aviation Academy, welcomes you all on behalf of Director Indian Aviation Academy for 5 days virtual classroom training on executive competency enhancement skill. The purpose of this workshop is to give you an overview of executive competency enhancement skills. This is a complete package of executive competency enhancement skill being delivered by experts and experienced faculties in the field. This program would have approximately 20 sessions of 1.30 hours each. Today's first session will be delivered by Shri Yogesh Kumar Verma, CEO, Perfect Square Training and Business Company. We are grateful to him for sparing his time and share his valuable knowledge on the subject. Now I welcome you all once again and would request Shri Yogesh Kumar Verma ji to take over the class. Sir, please.
thank you very much, Rakesh ji. Uh, I'll just yeah. Can you see the screen, please? Can you can you can you see the screen and hear the voice?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So let's begin the session. I think this is a tremendous work which is being done by the Indian Aviation Academy. You know, collecting very eminent people from Airport Authority of India, Civil Aviations, and Bureau of Civil Aviation Security, and arranging 20 sessions for 5 days on a virtual world. It's a remarkable thing, and I think the benefits which is going to be delivered here is tremendous. So I have couple of sessions with you, and today is my first session that is on critical aspects of leadership. So to begin the session, I would start with a phrase that says, change what is possible, that is you. Now, I don't know how many of you would agree, how many of you would disagree, but we have seen this virus, a micro in size. Now, when this virus came, You know, we the human power, we are, I think, the most powerful creature on this earth. In front of this virus, we could not do anything to change this virus. We could not do anything to change this virus. What we did is, what we did. Now, this was the situation before when it came. And after that, this was the situation. We changed ourselves. We changed ourselves. The whole world, 7.5 billion people changed themselves in front of the small virus. Now think that we want to change people. We cannot change a micro virus, but we aspire to change people, right? So I leave it up to you to decide whether to change others or whether to change yourself, right? So decision is yours. Now, I know we cannot change people. I cannot change you. I will not be able to change you. There is only one person in this world who can change you, and that is you. Only you can change yourself. Now, if I have to change somebody, I cannot change. Then how will I change the world? I mean, you would have seen that histories and the remarkable peoples who has changed the thinking of people, right? I think we are on the right track. Change the thinking of the people. Now, if I can change the thinking in you, you will change. So I don't have to change you, but what will I have to do if I want to change you? I'll have to initiate a thinking, initiate a thought in you, and how that thought will change you only if I present to you something better, if I give it to you something better. You see the history, whatever years we have lived through and whatever we know about, every time we have changed for the betterment. We have never changed for the worst, isn't it? Every time, बैलगाड़ी से घोड़ा गाड़ी से cycle से rickshaw, and then car, and then train, and then flight. So every time we have changed because of the betterment, because there was something better in it. So I think the first learning here is, if you want to change somebody, give them something better than what they have. So if I can give you something better than what you have, you will certainly accept it, you will implement it in your life, and you will change, and you will be a different person, right? Similarly, you as a leader, if you want to change people, you as a parent, if you want to change people, you as a brother, sister, friend, you want to change people, you will have to change their thought process. You will have to change their thinking. And not only change their thinking, but you will have to give them something better, right? So you have to be very, very innovative, right? So because you have to find out different ways of changing people. You will have to find out different ways of changing people around you, your loved ones, right? So as a leader, second important point is that you have to be innovative. Innovative means, I mean, who can think differently, who can have different ideas, right? Who is different from others, so that is what is the innovation, right? So you would have seen a lot of innovations happening happening around the world, and people are succeeding who are the most innovative, right? You see, people who are most innovative, they are succeeding in life, like anything. Okay, so let me check our innovative index. So what I'll do is I'll have a quick rapid fire round. I'm sure you must all be aware of rapid fire. In rapid fire, what happens? I'll ask you a question in a lightning speed, and you have to answer immediately, right? So you don't have time to think. The moment I ask a question, and you have to shoot the answer, right? So what you'll have to do is you can open your mic and speak. You can open your mic, but only for this rapid fire round. After the round is over, please, I request all of you to mute yourself, right, so that our session can go smoothly. So for this rapid fire, for about 30 seconds, 40 seconds, you can open your mic and you can answer what I ask, right? Can I start? Yes, yeah. Okay. So you have to speak loudly. Okay. You When I'm asking you, you'll have to speak little loudly. What's your name? Okay.
Shashikant Wire.
See, what you have to do is, now I can't give you so much of time. Rapid fire is when I say what is your name, all of you at one go have to speak out your name. Okay, so there is no numbering 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Everybody has to speak. Maybe a chaos, no worries, don't worry, but you have to speak. So can I try once again? What's your name? Uh, this sounds a little better. Okay, it can be a little better. Okay, so let's start the rapid fire. Where do you live?
Jabalpur.
Okay, what's your name?
Shashikant Wire.
A for
Apple.
wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I think you can you can mute your mics. Uh, you would have seen that we asked A for, and everybody said apple. Anybody who has said anything other than this, I would certainly like to facilitate him. But you see, there are a lot of words from A. You can have A for apple, you can have A for aeroplane, you can have A for art, you can have A for Airport Authority of India, you can A for airlines. So there are different, there's so many words, but uh, most of us have chosen to speak A for apple. Now why we don't think of other things than A for apple? Because we have been taught. Somebody's mic is on. If he can mute that, we have been taught A for apple. So what you can clap for yourself is that what you studied about 50 years back, 40 years back, 30 years back, you still remember. So you have an excellent memory, so that you should clap for yourself. But as far as innovation is concerned, I mean, there we lack, because there are so many things with A, but we are not able to think differently. So we are all thinking in the same way what we have been taught. So that will not lead us to success. What will lead us to success is that if I can have something different, right? अगर सब वही काम कर रहे हैं तो वही रिजल्ट आएगा, and we will not have much of a difference. But if we have different ideas, different thinking, different ways of doing things, you can have a betterment in the organization. Now what happens when we are born? We are 98% differently. Children, they never resemble each other. अगर आपके घर में 8-10 ब्रदर सिस्टर हैं, जो पहले हुआ करते थे, आजकल 2-4 होते हैं, 1 या 2 होते हैं, लेकिन every child is different. आप किसी भी बच्चे को देख लीजिए, he is different. But as we grow, our thinking is suppressed. So why thinking is suppressed? Because we are asked to do things, as a child, or as in the college, by our teachers. We are asked to do things. When we are asked to do things, our thinking stops. If I tell you how to fly a plane, and you just sit, so you will not think, you will only listen to me what I am saying. But if I tell you, please go and learn how to fly a plane, you will go and find out the ways and means of flying the plane. So you will remember. And maybe if I tell 10 people to, go and fly, how to fly a plane, 10 people will come with 10 different ways of flying a plane, right? So when you question people, you generate thinking in them. You see, our main goal of changing people is thinking, thoughts. So, how can we generate thoughts? The one way of generating thoughts is asking questions rather than giving them the ready made replies. This is what you do, this is what happens in our childhood. Our parents, our teachers, they only direct us what to do, right? But what happens when our parents think for ourselves, we don't think for ourselves, right? When our boss think for myself, I will not think for the boss or for the organization, right? I will wait for the instruction from my boss, I will wait for the instruction of my parents, right? But the parents, they do not leave you forever, right? So at one time or the other, they leave you. When they leave you, then you are stuck. What to do? Now you don't have somebody to guide you or somebody to give you instruction. Now you have to take your own decisions, and you are not used to taking your decisions. And that is what the flaw happens. The youngsters of today's world, they, whether it is their career, whether it is academics, whether it is marriage, whether choosing a friend, they falter in deciding. They make wrong decisions because they are not habitual to make decisions. Okay. You learned, A for apple. Would you like to learn ABCD of life? ABCD of life. Okay, so let's start the ABCD of life. So A is a person, that is you, right? So you are the person in this ABCD. A is you. I'm sure you all must have flown, you must have taken a flight. Can you tell me what resembles B in our life? What is the stage in our life which starts with B, which resembles takeoff? Which resembles takeoff? Anyone? Can somebody speak? What resembles in our life takeoff of the flight? Birth. Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. What's your name, sir? Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Can you clap for him, please? B is the birth. That is the takeoff of the flight. Now, is takeoff in your hand? No, isn't it? Takeoff is not in your hand. Birth, that is not in your hand, right? So when we come to this life, when we take birth, that is not in our hand. And it's very obvious and very simple. The D stage of our life, which resembles the landing of the flight, I'm sure you must have guessed it. It is the death, right? So birth and death, takeoff and landing. Is landing in our hand? No, isn't it? When the death comes, we do not know, right? So this is not in our hand. So birth is not in our hand, death is not in our hand. Then what is in our hand? What is in our hand is C. That is choices. What we do during the flight, right? You must have seen when you take a flight, somebody reads novel, somebody watches the online display system, somebody talks to people, or somebody just naps, right? So he covers up the sleep. Similarly, what choices do we take between birth and death? That decides our destiny. That decides what are we going to do. That decides what we will be. The choices we make between birth and death. That decide. And not only choices, bigger C. What is bigger C? The bigger C is the challenging choices. Challenging, remember, challenging choices. Now, I'm sure you must have heard about Arunima Sinha. She had a fatal accident while she was traveling, and she was coming for CISF exam, and she had a train accident, and as a result, her one leg was amputated to save her life. One leg was amputated, and during that treatment, when this was going on, and she survived, and she was in All India Institute of Medical Sciences, she decided that she will climb the highest peak, Mount Everest. My God, you see, there are two things here. One is the choice. She chooses to climb Mount Everest. That's number one. Number two, bigger C. My God, challenging choices. Can't think of. We cannot think. We who has all the limbs together cannot think that let me go and conquer the Mount Everest. But look at her. Both C demonstrated so beautifully. Choice and also the challenging choices. I'm sure in our life we get lot of challenges. Lot of challenges. Don't run away from challenges. People have, sometimes in some companies actually they call it as punishment postings and all that, right? But that is not a punishment postings and all. That is the challenging choices. If somebody is posted in the far east or northeast, or some areas which are not favorable, which are not comfortable, that is called the challenging choices. Let me tell you, whatever life I have learned, whatever life I have lived till today, I have succeeded the most whenever I have taken the challenging decisions. Whenever I have taken the challenging decisions, I have succeeded the most. And whenever I have taken the less challenging decisions, I have succeeded less. Right? Or the success was not so high as it is in the challenging choices. And the example is in front of you. She, with just amputated leg, conquered the Mount Everest. Not only Mount Everest, but she conquered the 6 or 7 peaks in the Asian region. You and me find it difficult to pronounce the name of those peaks. That is the condition. But she has conquered all these peaks, and the result is in front of you. The fame, oh my God, the success, the satisfaction what she have got. I'm sure if she would have joined CISF, she would have reached the highest position. Or highest position could be CISF chairman or the CEO, right? How many of us would know the name of CEO or the chairman of CISF, right? Very few, very few. I don't know if I ask you, maybe none. But this lady, the whole world knows. The whole world knows Arunima Sinha, right? And not only they know for herself, but India is known that India has produced a lady like Arunima Sinha, right? So this is what happens with the challenges when we accept in our life. So as a leader, what you have to do is convert all adversity to opportunities. That is what Arunima Sinha has done, and that is what successful people do, right? So it is not, a leader's life is not without adversities. Everybody has adversities, everybody has falls in their life, right? It is not without adversity, but the leaders convert problems into opportunities, problems into opportunities, right? And as it is we have just seen that challenging choices leads to greater achievement. Challenging choices leads to greater achievements. So let's see, what is this leadership. uh, you know if we want to be a good leader, like if I want to make a very tasty butter paneer masala, so I must know, what will go into butter paneer masala, isn't it? I must know what how can I make the best butter paneer masala. If I know what are the best ingredients I use, to make that butter paneer masala, right? So similarly, let's see, what makes a good leader. I'm not talking about what makes a leader, okay? A leader can be anybody, so you have seen that in the world, even if four people are standing, so one can be a leader, right? So it is not making a leader. Leader बन जाते हैं अपने आप, उनको बनाना नहीं पड़ता. लेकिन what makes a good leader, what makes a good leader? So you must know what makes a good leader. So if you know what makes a good leader, you can aspire to be a good leader. So let's say what makes a good leader. So okay, this is just a disclaimer, that here there is no intention to support any person or the political party or anything. All the pictures and illustrations have been used only to demonstrate things, only to demonstrate, right? So please do not mind my usage of the characters and the parties. I have nothing, I don't favor any party, I don't favor any character. It is only to make illustration understandable easily, that's all. Okay, so first question is, does legacy होता है ना, रॉयल, मतलब फैमिली दर फैमिली चला आ रहा है, लेगेसी, मनी एंड पावर, legacy, money and power, does that make a good leader? Yes or no?
No, sir.
No. Wonderful. I think that represents, anyone can name anybody that he has the legacy, he has all the money in the world.
Rahul Gandhi from Indira Gandhi legacy.
Wonderful,
And
sir.
Jawaharlal Nehru.
Wonderful. Say nothing against Congress or nothing against Rahul Gandhi, but as you mentioned, so I produce Rahul Gandhi for you to illustrate that legacy or money or power cannot make you a good leader. Cannot make you a good leader. Okay, next one. Does position makes you a good leader? If you are made chairman of Airport Authority of India, or you are made the Prime Minister of India, or you are made any higher position, does that make a person a good leader?
No, sir.
No. Wonderful. Any example?
Sri Lankan president, sir.
Huh?
Sri Lankan president.
Okay. This is what I have. Dr. Manmohan Singh. I respect him a lot. He's an amazing person. No comparison of his knowledge. His financial knowledge is is par excellence, right? So that is absolutely nothing. But as a leader, he was given a position, but as a leader, we cannot call him as a good leader, right? Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
The presentation is not moving.
Present. Which slide you are able to see?
Only first one.
First slide.
Huh?
Sir, first slide.
First slide.
First side only, sir.
योर अभी तक आपको कोई स्लाइड नजर नहीं आया?
नहीं आया।
नो सर,
हाँ?
नहीं आया सर, नहीं आया।
अभी तक फर्स्ट ही आ रहा था सर।
Only first
first ही आ रहा है जो
change what
first
is possible.
Oh my God. अरे भाई.
change what is possible, that is you. Only that I say from the session where whenever the session start up to this time.
Yeah, now it's getting sir.
अभी क्या आ रहा है?
We are sir. Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
हाँ?
Donald Trump.
Trump.
Okay.
Donald Trump.
Yes.
अभी?
Same only.
It has not changed?
Not changed.
No, sir. Not changed.
No sir.
Just a second. I'm sharing.
Priyanka.
Huh? Priyanka? You can see.
No sir.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Priyanka?
No.
Completely black, blank.
Thank you. Any change?
Yes, Priyanka.
Now Priyanka Gandhi.
Now?
Yes sir.
Does look like a good leader.
Now you can see, I suppose. Now again, Priyanka, can you see?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. So what we were, we were on position that can a position makes a good leader. So please tell me if there is any stoppage or something. So my each slide has a different thing. Okay, so does people support makes you a good leader? So there even the people, if they support you, it is difficult to become a good leader, right? So you have seen many examples of not being a good leader. So as we saw, does looks makes a good leader? So even we have seen that looks even also cannot make you a good leader. So the question is, money, legacy, power, beauty, position, people support, none of you makes you a good leader. None of these makes you a good leader. then what makes a good leader? Can you see the picture of a good leader?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, now this is not I am saying that he is a good leader. The approval rating says that, rating is 70%, highest among 13 global leaders. Now, he has been rated as one of the best leader. Now, what makes him a good leader? Now, can you guess what quality of leader is depicted in this picture? What is the quality of a leader which is being depicted in this picture?
Respect.
Wonderful, wonderful, beautiful,
Humbleness.
beautiful. It is the respect. If a leader has respect for people, it will make him a good leader. If you have respect for your children, you will be a good father. If you have respect for your mother, you will be a good son. If you have respect for your wife, you will be a good husband. Respect is a human value. It makes good human being, and leader is nothing more than a good human being, right? Now, here you have seen that a leader is showing respect to the mother. Now, there is another leadership quality shown by the mother. Shown by the mother. I mean, not maybe not here, but as a mother, she depicts a very, very, very high attribute of a leader. And what is that? That is, now here some people call this as empathy. So you can feel the pain of other person. If you are in pain, your mother will have the double the pain. I mean, she can feel your pain, not only what you are feeling the pain, but a little higher than that. That is called empathy, when you can feel somebody's pain. Oh, here the leader is feeling the pain of failure. The person has failed, but he can feel that pain and he is with him. Have you seen your mother? She will never, never leave you in any situation. In any situation. Whether you are succeeding, you are the best son or daughter of her mother, of your mother. If you are not succeeding, if you are failing, still you are the best son or the best daughter of your mother. She will never, never leave you. That is one of the best quality of a leader, that whether you are succeeding or whether you are failing, he will not leave you. He will not leave you. He will not just say, okay, you don't belong to my team. No, he will always be with you. So the leader, whether you succeed or fail, he will always be with you. Okay. Now, you would have seen, both. If you focus on their these palms, entirely opposite side. You see Obama's palm going down, and Modi's palm, it's open. That's called open posture or open position. And this is a body language. This is a very strong body language. People who have interest in understanding the body language, so they can read that whatever is in Modi's heart, he is speaking. He is not hiding anything. But you see the looks of Obama and his hand movement, it's down. So he doesn't want to disclose everything, right? So that's a difference between a good leader and a leader. right? So a good leader will always be transparent. He will never hide anything from you. Whether you are doing good job, whether you are doing bad job, he will come and appraise you, right? He will never keep you in dark. So that is the quality of a good leader. That is transparency. Ah, so when you know what makes a good leader, you should also not use the ingredients which are not required for leadership. Like, you should know what how you should behave, at different situations. For leaders, you have to be very careful with your actions. And believe me, there is nothing called 9 to 5. Many, like I worked in Nestle, for 25 long years, and we used to have evening parties. So whenever, like, we have this kind of workshops, 1 day or 2 day or 5 days, 7 days. So in the evening we'll have a party, and my boss, anybody's boss, will come, and he will put his arm on our shoulder, and he will say, "Hey, come on, man, remove your tie. It's off office hours now. Now it's time to enjoy." And believe me, that is the time you are watched the most. You are being watched, right? So they say it's off time. They say now it is not our office hours. No, you as a leader is being watched 24 by 7, 24 by 7. So there is no question that nobody is watching me or I am off duties. No, you as a leader is 24 by 7. So please watch your actions. None of your action should be against yourself. Can you hear the music? Okay, wonderful.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wonderful, sir. Wonderful. Thank you. Okay. Now, apart from these behaviors, what a leader must have is the professional knowledge and competency. Professional knowledge and competency. So whatever you are leading the team, you must have the professional knowledge for that sector, and you should be competent. Now what is competency? It's very important, to know. you know you need to have a knowledge, right? First thing, you need to have a knowledge. Now the best part of knowledge is that you can get it instantaneously. मतलब अगर suppose if I ask you what is the capital of Brazil, so if you do not know, you can just Google it and find out, right? So you have Google, and or anybody else, you can ask, and he will tell you, what is the capital of Brazil, right? So knowledge is instantaneously gained. मतलब उसमें कोई टाइम नहीं लगता है, लेकिन स्किल्स जो है, इट टेक्स टाइम. यू नीड लॉट ऑफ प्रैक्टिस. लाइक क्या है कि आपको कार ड्राइव करना है, तो वो अभी आप बैठेंगे ना, 10 मिनट में आपको पूरा कार का ड्राइविंग समझा सकते हैं. इजंट इट? वी कैन टीच एनीबडी कि भाई कार को कैसे स्टार्ट करते हैं. फर्स्ट गियर में डालना है तो क्लच दबाना है, ब्रेक रोकने के लिए, एक्सेलेरेटर चलाने के लिए, राइट? ये रिवर्स का गियर है, ये आगे स्पीड बढ़ेगा तो गियर बढ़ाना है. दैट इज व्हाट नॉलेज फॉर ड्राइविंग द कार. बट डज दैट मेक यू competent to drive the car? No. So what you need skills. And how does you acquire skills? By practice. So any leadership skills you want to acquire to become a good leader, you must practice. And not only once, 10, 100 times, every time. there is no okay नहीं मैंने 3 बार कर लिया अब मैं नहीं करूँगा. No, if you want to practice that, you want to have the empathy for people, so every time you must show empathy with people, right? If you want to show respect to people, every time you should show respect to people, right? Irrespective of situation, you must show respect to people. That will make you skilled, respectful leader, right? So having knowledge is not enough. You must practice what knowledge you have gained, and that is how you become. When you have both knowledge and skill, you become able, or you become competent, right? So you see that there are competent drivers, right? There are rash drivers, there are competent drivers. So similarly, they are leaders, they are good leaders, right? So if you really want to be a good leader, you must use your knowledge and practice that. Okay. Now this is one of the very basic, it seems very basic thing, presentation and communication ability. Can you imagine कि presentation and communication ability आपको कहाँ तक ले जा सकती है? I will not ask you, but I leave it to you that अगर आपका presentation and communication ability अच्छा है, तो आप just अपने mind में सोच लीजिए कि आप कितना आगे जा सकते हो, कहाँ तक जा सकते हैं. कोई भी आप ले लीजिए, whatever, आप अपना कैरियर ले लीजिए, whatever you want to take, you can take. प्रेजेंटेशन एंड कम्युनिकेशन एबिलिटी आपको कहाँ तक ले जा सकती है? मैं आपको एक जस्ट छोटा सा एक वीडियो दिखा रहा हूँ. प्लीज़ लेट मी नो अगर आपका साउंड ऑन नहीं आए तो. अगर आ रहा हो तो दैट जस्ट कीप वॉचिंग इट, बट इफ देयर इज एनी प्रॉब्लम जस्ट लेट मी नो.
Obama in 2004 was totally unknown. People were saying, I don't know who this guy is. I wonder why they picked him.
He had this reputation as a bit of an upstart, as sort of a young, rising figure in the party, but no one knew who this guy was. This was his chance to introduce himself to people.
Tonight is a particular honor for me because, let's face it, my presence on this stage is pretty unlikely. My father was a foreign student, born and raised in a small village in Kenya.
What makes a great political speech is if you can somehow fold your story into this larger American story.
The next thing he says is about his mother's family. His grandfather fought in World War II. He used the GI Bill. They settled in Kansas, so white people could say, he's just like us.
My parents shared not only an improbable love, they shared an abiding faith in the possibilities of this nation. I stand here knowing that my story is part of the larger American story, that I owe a debt to all of those who came before me, and that in no other country on earth is my story even possible.
Going into this speech, we've had 4 years of George Bush, and we felt as a country like we've grown further apart.
04 was very much a divisive partisan race. Obama's speech is in some ways an antidote to that.
Alongside our famous individualism, there's another ingredient in the American saga, a belief that we're all connected as one people. If there is a child on the south side of Chicago who can't read, that matters to me even if it's not my child. If there's a senior citizen somewhere who can't pay for their prescription drugs and having to choose between medicine and the rent, that makes my life poor even if it's not my grandparent. It is that fundamental belief, I am my brother's keeper, I am my sister's keeper, that makes this country work. E pluribus unum, out of many, one.
He gives a speech that presages his entire political message in 2008, which is this sort of post-partisan argument.
Now, even as we speak, there are those who are preparing to divide us. The spin masters, the negative ad peddlers, who embrace the politics of anything goes. Well, I say to them tonight, there is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America.
Obama was born with two great gifts. One is his mind, and the other is his ability to speak to large groups of people.
There are three things that Obama does that really makes that speech effective. He wants concrete detail. He likes story, and he loves antithesis, the use of repetition in structure to show contrast. There is not a liberal America or a conservative America. There is one America.
There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America. The pundits like to slice and dice our country into red states and blue states, but I've got news for them too. We worship an awesome God in the blue states, and we don't like federal agents poking around in our libraries in the red states. We coach Little League in the blue states, and yes, we've got some gay friends in the red states. We are one people, all of us pledging allegiance to the Stars and Stripes, all of us defending the United States of America.
The way he uses his hands, he actually points a lot and does a lot of this, a lot of this, a lot of that.
In doing so, he gives off this sense of energy. I am new. I'm someone who is dynamic.
And he doesn't do that so much anymore. He's a little more solemn and reserved when he gives speeches today, and I think it's more reflective of his office.
In the end, that's what this election is about. Do we participate in a politics of cynicism, or do we participate in a politics of hope? It's the hope of slaves sitting around a fire singing freedom songs. The hope of immigrants setting out for distant shores. The hope of a young naval lieutenant bravely patrolling the Mekong Delta. The hope of a mill worker's son who dares to defy the odds. The hope of a skinny kid with a funny name who believes that America has a place for him too. Hope in the face of difficulty. Hope in the face of uncertainty. The audacity of hope.
His appearance at that convention, which was the best speech of the convention, better than John Kerry's, was electrifying. And without it, he wouldn't be president.
I think sincerity means a lot. There are people who, when they speak the truth as they see it, and they're very effective doing that.
I believe this country will reclaim its promise, and out of this long political darkness, a brighter day will come. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you.
I'm sure you must have heard completely and seen the video. You see, where your communication with people, where you are connecting with people, that you are one among them, right? You are like them. You are not from a different world, and your energy level, the way you speak, can make you president of US United States. Now, I'm not saying this. See, I have nothing with. I don't favor United States. I don't favor Obama, right? But this speech, what I have presented to you, that critically analyzed by the critics, and they have claimed that in 2004 nobody knew Obama, and after this speech, I'm sure not only speech, but this speech paved him the way to become president, right? So that is what your communication ability, right? Your communication ability can do to you. If you are able to communicate with the people by the by your by your excellent skills, you can reach to any level. You can reach to any level. That is the power of communication and speaking ability of a leader, right? Next one is the honesty, fairness, and justice. uh, we like honest people. We would you like any dishonest person? No, right? So if we like honest people, a leader has to be honest so that people can like him. Do we like unfair means biased? Somebody is biased to somebody. Do we like that? No, we don't like that. Similarly, a leader has to be unbiased, right? He should respect, the work rather than a person, right? So, and justice. Would you like injustice to you? No. Nobody likes injustice to you. Similarly, a leader has to justify, right? He has to do justice to people. If somebody has done well, then he should do justice to him. If somebody has not done well, he should do justice to him. So this is another attributes of a leader. And the discipline. What we learn from the Swiss train. I was in Switzerland a couple of times, and I was there, and I saw the time of the train. It says say 12:10. When the train timing is 12:10, and there are these clocks there on the platform. When the second needle comes to 12, 55, 56, 57, 59 and 60, 12, 10, the train enters the platform. My God, I haven't seen that kind of precision in the management of time and being disciplined. Excellent. मतलब that is possible. It is ये नहीं है कि possible नहीं है. अगर हम किसी को 2:30 बजे का टाइम देते हैं तो हमारे हाथ में it is possible that I can be there at sharp 2:30. So it is possible. ये स्विस वालों ने दिखा दिया है. और ये I think as a leader we must respect time, because nobody likes waiting. आपको पसंद है वेट करना, किसी के लिए वेट करना? Do you like? नहीं, किसी को नहीं पसंद. We don't like waiting for people. Either चाहे वो फ्लाइट हो, ट्रेन हो, आदमी हो, औरत हो, we don't like waiting. Similarly, a leader should not make people wait, right? A father should not make people wait their children. Okay. Decision taking ability. Now I ask you, choose either pink or yellow. Please choose either pink or yellow. Please choose.
Pink.
Okay.
Pink.
Okay. Wonderful.
Yellow, sir.
Okay. Is there anybody who has not chosen any?
Yes, it's me.
सर आपका नाम?
सुकृति बंसल.
बंसल साहब, मैं जान सकता हूँ आपने चूज क्यों नहीं किया?
Because I didn't have anything in regard to which I need to make a decision.
Okay.
When you said that two colors, that there, I didn't have anything.
Yes, sir, I got it. Wonderful.
I,
Okay, sir. Okay. Now, see, now there are two ways of looking the things. What Sukriti sir is saying is a very valid point. How can I decide? I don't have anything मतलब why should I choose pink or why should I choose yellow, तो कुछ तो होना चाहिए ना. Now see, as a logic he is absolutely right. You know, अगर आप लॉजिक देखेंगे तो मतलब यार why should I choose anything, ठीक है ना. होगा क्या, this is what happens. So आपने लेफ्ट टर्न नहीं लिया, राइट टर्न नहीं लिया, स्ट्रेट नहीं लिया, आपने कुछ नहीं लिया. What will happen is you will stand there only. आप जहां हैं वहीं खड़े रहेंगे. This is what happens in life. Now, when you have to choose between pink and yellow, one has to be right, right? One has to be right. So when you have two options in life, so दोनों ऑप्शन राइट हो सकती हैं या गलत हो सकती हैं, whatever it is, राइट. एक गलत होगी, एक सही होगी. जब भी हम डिसीजन लेते हैं, जो भी डिसीजन लेते हैं, उसके दो ही ऑप्शन हो सकते हैं ना. या तो वो सही डिसीजन होगी या वो गलत डिसीजन होगी, करेक्ट. तीसरा तो कुछ नहीं होता. अगर हम डिसीजन, सपोज हमने लिया येलो, वो गलत है, अरे हमने डिसीजन तो लिया, एटलीस्ट वी हैव टेकन द डिसीजन. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम डिसीजन ना लेके हम वहीं पे बैठे रहे और हमने कुछ नहीं किया. और बाई चांस अगर हमने पिंक ले लिया एंड पिंक इज राइट, सो वी आर 100% थ्रू. एटलीस्ट वी आर मूविंग अहेड. सो व्हेन यू डिसाइड, सी क्या होता है, सेम थिंग हैपन्स विद आवर चिल्ड्रन. अगर हम अपने बच्चों के लिए, उनको, अपने बच्चों को डिसीजन लेना नहीं सिखाएंगे, they will not be able to decide. Let them decide first. Right or wrong later. वो बाद में देखना है, पहले डिसीजन लेना तो सीखे, isn't it? So if we decide, if we take decisions, we can make right or wrong. You know, once we have taken the decision, now there are people, I don't know who that eminent person is, he said that I don't take right or wrong decisions. I take decisions and then I make that decision right. Right? So
Ratan Tata, I guess.
Ratan Tata, okay, yes. I mean, see, that's a beauty. So I think not only to our subordinates, you know, our people, our colleagues or our children, you know, we should teach them to take decisions, right? I know they may take wrong decisions because they do not have that kind of experience, but let them, you guide them and, you know, guide them to the right decisions or whatever, but let the decision be theirs. Let the decision be there, right? So that is what leaders do. They take decision. They take decision. They will not sit quietly. आपने भी देखा होगा, कई आपके बॉसेस होते हैं, आप उनके पास कुछ लेके जाते हैं, कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी होती हैं जो इमीडिएटली डिसाइड कर सकते हैं, लेकिन फिर भी वो कहते हैं अच्छा ठीक है मैं कल देखता हूँ. You feel bad, right? वो तुम्हें मालूम है, you know it कि यार he could have done it, ये इसको ओके ही तो करना था, मतलब he could have done it, लेकिन वो फिर भी नहीं decided. So you don't like those kind of leaders, right? But there are decisions who requires, you know, some kind of thinking and all. Like Sukruti ji mentioned that, you know, we should have some kind of thing. So that can take time, absolutely no problem. But we need to decide, right? Oh, walk the talk. So I mean this is very well known human behavior कि जो हम बोलते हैं पहले हमें वो खुद करना चाहिए, right? So दूसरों को लेसन देने से अगर मैं कहता हूँ कि भाई आप सब लोग टाइम पे आएंगे, you know, everybody should be here at 10 o'clock. So I must be there at least 9:55. Right? So then only I can ask people to be there at 10 o'clock, right? So whatever we talk, you know, that we should implement first in our routine. Now this attribute, courage. Now courage is the most important of a leader. Most important, मतलब आपने 99% you know ingredients ले आए आप अपने अंदर, लेकिन अगर courage नहीं ला पाए, then there will be a far distance between a good leader and a leader, right? Courage is the most important thing, attribute of a good leader. And let me tell you one real incidents which happened in 1971. I'm sure you must be knowing this person.
General Shyam Manik Shah.
Manik Shah.
General Manik Shah. Beautiful. And I'm sure many of you would know in 1971. 1971. Yes. What happened in 1971? There was an infiltration happening from East Pakistan. ईस्ट पाकिस्तान से लोग हमारे इंडिया में एंटर कर रहे थे. So Indira Gandhi, had a cabinet meeting. These were the people: Yashwantrao Chauhan, Babu Jagjeevan Ram, Sardar Swan Singh, and Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. They were in her cabinet, and she called General Manek Shah, and she said, "Bhai, kya ho raha hai? What is happening?" He says, "Madam, you know what is happening." So Indira Gandhi says, "I want you to stop this infiltration immediately, even if you have to enter Pakistan." So he says, "Sorry, I cannot." Can you knowing Indira Gandhi? We all know Indira Gandhi. We have heard about her. Many of would have seen, her thing. The most powerful and aggressive lady, isn't it? We ever had seen. She would never accept no. She would never accept no. And when he said, "Sorry, I cannot enter Pakistan right now," she was red-faced, and she adjourned the meeting, and she said, "We will meet at 4 o'clock again." Now, these politicians, they met Manek Shah when they were coming out of the house, and they just jokingly told him that, "What are you going to write in your resignation letter? Your health reasons or personal reason, what are you going to write?" मतलब क्या था कि they thought that 4 o'clock Indira Gandhi will sack General Manek Shah, right? Now, at 4 o'clock when the meeting reassembled, Indira Gandhi asked General Manek Shah, "Why did you say no to me when I asked you to attack Pakistan right now?" Now you see, the first leadership quality here, that you should have that capacity to listen to what you do not believe, right? Or to listen to what is against your belief, right? Belief. I'm saying belief. Remember, you can mark it, underline it. Belief. Now, belief is different from the facts. If you see, belief is different from the fact. So leaders can have belief. We people can have belief things which may be right or wrong, which may be right or wrong. So as a leader, if you believe something, please have open mind to listen to your against your belief or something different from your belief. That is what Indira Gandhi did. That is what makes her a good leader, right? Now let's come to the hero, General Manek Shah. Why did he say no? Because at that time it was the month of April. Snow was melted, China border was open, his entire army was scattered in the country. अगर उनको वॉर करना है पाकिस्तान से तो सारा आर्मी को लाना पड़ेगा. सारा आर्मी को लाना है तो पूरा इंडिया का ट्रांसपोर्टेशन सिस्टम उसको चाहिए, चाहे वो ट्रेन हो या रेल हो. उसको सारे टैंक्स बॉर्डर पे लेके आने हैं. एंड दैट इज द हार्वेस्टिंग सीजन. अगर उसने अभी अटैक किया तो जो फसल हमारी तैयार हुई है जगह पे, दैट विल नॉट गेट डिस्ट्रीब्यूटेड. हमारी कंट्री में अकाल पड़ जाएगा. And that's the reason General Manekshaw said, no, I cannot attack right away. Then she asked, what do you want? He said, I want 6 months. Right? It took 6-7 months, and when it was winter, I think it was in the month of December, he attacked Pakistan. It was solid winter, China border was closed, हार्वेस्टिंग का कोई इशू नहीं था. उसका सारा आर्मी, उसके सारे टैंक्स जितने भी थे 20-25-30, वो सारे टैंक्स उसके बॉर्डर पे थे. एंड द रिजल्ट इज इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. 90,000 soldiers, they kneel down in front of India. And that could happen only because a leader had a courage to speak facts. A leader has a courage to oppose the decision of the boss, because that was not factual, that was only belief, right? So that is the courage, right? So you as a leader, don't worry about the consequences of your decision, right? What will be the he never worried that his job will be at stake. No worries. But what he wanted to take the right decision. He is there to fight war and win, isn't it? He is not there just to fight the wars, right? Just to fight the wars hota, so he would have fought it in the month of April and would have lost, But he was there to fight the war and win, and that is what he took the right decision, opposing a person like Indira Gandhi. So I don't think you will find a person equivalent to Indira Gandhi. The courage you must have. You should stand up and speak always what is fact, right? What is fact? Now, please understand. There's a difference between fact and belief. Again and again, I'm stressing this. We believe something and we think that this is the fact. No. Sometimes we believe something which are not facts, right? So you should get your belief checked by facts. You should always get your beliefs checked by facts. Wonderful. And this is what Winston Churchill says, that courage is going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. I'll show you, a very small movie clip again, which shows you the biggest failures of the world. Biggest failures of the world. So you can imagine what would have happened to those failures. So you can just witness this, please. So this was the biggest failure of the world. I'm sure, you know, we have lot of failures, in our life, and each failure is like a break in our life, and we feel that कि जैसे हमारी life में break लग गया, right? So may I ask you that what is the function of brake in the car? Huh?
Bring it to the stable stage.
Bring it to the
So that we can go faster.
Sir, I salute you. Somebody has said so that we can go faster. We can go faster. Do you believe him? Sir, what's your name?
Raj, sir, Raj Anthony.
Raj Anthony. Do you believe with Raj Anthony? The function of the brake is so that we can go faster. What a change! What a innovative thing. Have you ever heard? You ask any mechanic, anybody, and you say, what is the function of? अरे गाड़ी रोकने के लिए होता है भाई. कभी आपने सुना है कि brakes are for going faster? कभी नहीं सुना होगा. आज मिस्टर एंथनी ने बताया आपको कि brakes are not to stop the car. Brakes are so that you can go faster. Now I can prove what Mr. Anthony has said. Now this is a posh car. I give you at National Highway 8, Delhi Mumbai. अभी जो गडकरी जी ने थोड़ा जो टेस्ट किया है 160 का स्पीड पे उन्होंने टेस्ट किया था. दैट हाईवे पे आई गिव यू दिस कार एंड आई आस्क यू टू ड्राइव दिस कार. आई एम श्योर 160 तो कुछ भी नहीं है, आप 200-250 पे ड्राइव करेंगे. Isn't it? Posh car, everything fantastic. You will drive at 250 kilometer per hour. Yes? Yes? 200, 150, you will drive at a higher speed. Now, I give you the same car, I give you the same highway, but this car is without brake. It doesn't have brake. What speed would you take? How much speed would you drive this Porsche if you do not have brake in the car? I'm sure many of you would say, I will not even drive the car. So that's exactly the meaning of brakes in our life. What Mr. Anthony said, the brakes are not to stop the car, but the brakes are so that we can go faster. The brakes in our life is not to stop us from progressing. The brakes in our life happens so that we can do better in our life. We can go faster in our life. We can go bigger in our life. That is the meaning of brakes. So every break you get in your life, you must celebrate that you are closer to success. You are reaching closer to success. And what an innovative way to understand why the brakes are in the car. Not to stop the car, but to drive car faster. The higher the brakes, the more speed you can take. Right? So this is what is called innovative thinking. And as you have seen that the path of success or failure is not the right one or the left one or the straight one. Right? Now this is not the path of success or failure. How does the path of success and failure looks like? This is how the path of success and failure looks like, right? So every success has so many halts named as failures. So whenever you fail, tell yourself that you are inching closer to the success. You are inching closer to the success. So you must accept failures. And how do you accept failure? Very simple thing. I mean, you must be saying, okay, yeah, it is very easy to say than to accept or than to act. Yes, easy to say, and it can be easy to act as well. Failure हो गया तो ask yourself, so what? मतलब क्या हुआ? If you failed, so क्या हो गया? मतलब what has gone? Life तो नहीं गई. The biggest failure is the death. Failure of the life is death. So that is over. So once death comes, then nothing. Nobody will ask you anything. But till the life is there, let me tell you, anything might happen. Anything in the world might happen. You can cover up from that. You can recover that. You can recover. आपका 1 लाख का नुकसान हो गया, 2 लाख का नुकसान हो गया, 5 लाख का, 10 लाख का नुकसान हो गया. If the life is there, health is with you, you can cover that up. You can cover that up, right? But if you break down, then there is no recovery. Right? So any failure, has a lightning, ray of light ahead, and that will show you, how you can rise again and work for the achievements. If not this, then something else. There is one golden rule about failure. So whenever you fail, do not accept defeat until you have made your last attempt. This is the rule. आप हार तब तक नहीं मानेंगे जब तक आपने अपना लास्ट अटेम्प्ट नहीं किया है. लास्ट अटेम्प्ट होता ना, फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, सेकंड अटेम्प्ट, थर्ड अटेम्प्ट, जो यूजुअली जो लोग मेडिकल एग्जाम, इंजीनियरिंग एग्जाम, सिविल एग्जाम्स में करते हैं, फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट, सेकंड अटेम्प्ट, लास्ट, एंड थर्ड एंड फोर्थ एंड लास्ट अटेम्प्ट. सो आपको हार नहीं मारना है जब तक आप अपना लास्ट अटेम्प्ट नहीं करते हैं. एंड नेवर लेट योर अटेम्प्ट बी द लास्ट जब तक आप सक्सीड नहीं होते. राइट? सो योर लास्ट अटेम्प्ट इज that should lead to the success. So that is the golden rule.
I want to share
listen
with
to
you
him.
the most important lessons I have learned from my father during this phenomenal journey. The first lesson is courage, and I have seen it in a whole lot of you. साहस और हिम्मत जिंदगी में बहुत जरूरी है. Nobody has ever achieved anything big in business or in any walk of life without courage. Of course, whenever you do anything big, you do feel a little scared. साहस एक ऐसी ताकत है जिससे डर को भी डर लगता है. I want today's young leaders at Reliance to realize that achieving your potential is the best of the ordinary. Conquering the impossible is your destiny. The second lesson I have learned is feel empathy. Empathy means caring and sharing with every human being in our organization and the world at large. The more we care, the higher we grow as human beings. I understand empathy as dil ki daulat. It is the wealth of your heart. The more you spend it on others, the more wealthy you become. The third lesson I have learned is to have absolute faith in technology and talent. In every business we have started, we have always embraced the latest technology and have attracted the best talent. When top technology and talent work together, they produce unbeatable creativity, innovation, and invention. The fourth lesson I have learned is something I call Dil Ka Rishta. Like my father, I value trust, loyalty, and a direct heart-to-heart relationship. Today, you have a fabulous platform that will enable you to achieve multiples of what has been achieved by my generation.
Yes, I'm winding up. Uh, yes, so this brings to the end of the today's session. I'm sure the last Ambani's, has Ambani sir has summarized, couple of our points, and जो उनका एक बहुत खूबसूरत लाइन मेरे को लगी कि साहस एक ऐसी चीज़ है जिससे डर को भी डर लगता है, so that is what the courage is, जिससे डर को भी डर लगता है. So I have a couple of sessions more with you, and we will continue sessions on different days, and I'm sure you must be taking something today. If you have any questions, you can quickly ask. Otherwise, we will go to the next thing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome, sir. Welcome.
Please.